Okay, good evening. Welcome to
FamilyMath468.
FamilyMath468. So this is a very fun little spiral program we found on Twitter tonight, just kind of by luck. And you've been playing around with it for about 5 minutes. So what are some things that you found, or what are some things that you thought were interesting?
Well, you can go from 2 spirals to up to 10 spirals.
Okay.
And you can go the spirals from 9 to 10 to 10. But it's very symmetrical because that -1 and 0 are opposites.
All right.
So that means that this -10 is by itself, but everything else has a pair. So like this -9 corresponds to this 10.
-9 corresponds to 10?
Or no, other way around. -10 corresponds to 9.
Okay.
And this 10 is by itself.
All right.
Well, so you can, I'm going to make this a little less complicated. So it starts at 0 time, and it just creates the spiral.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the shape is that it's creating, though.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Does it remind you of anything?
Not really, like this sort of wave shape. But that's -1 and 0 are the only places where you see that. And that, I mean, it looks like it might be sort of like a space-filling curve. Because you sort of end up filling space, you go in and back out.
Okay. What would be an argument that it's not a space-filling curve?
Well, I mean, it would only fill a space, a circle. It fills up the circle, but there's always seems to be spaces between it. But it doesn't go higher than 10, so I can't check like 100 or something.
Oh, interesting. Well, maybe we can figure out how to set it to be 100. Click in there, see what happens. Whoa.
So I mean, it does look like it's sort of a circle-filling curve.
Okay, so it fills those circles. Does it fill all of space?
No. I mean, if that circle were the entire, or it's a plane filling curve, I guess. If that circle were infinitely big, it would fill it.
Okay, that's interesting.
So let's go back to something simpler. Maybe I could have, if I had 20 spirals.
Whoa.
It's a pretty neat program. So it goes in and out. And now I sort of...
Well, that's alright, but we go back down to like 0 or something, or even 3 is fine.
Okay.
What is this? Does this remind you of any sort of shape?
Not that I remember. A sort of spiral. So maybe the Fibonacci spiral, but I mean it's connected to a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. What do you think the centers of those spirals form?
Like if you connected up the centers?
Yeah.
Well, it would form an n-gon, where n is how many spirals you have.
Cool. Yeah. Well, that's pretty neat. So the other thing I would just point out to you, I didn't point this out to your brother. These are the formulas down here that involve trigonometric functions. So you've asked me a couple times before, like, what is trigonometry? Mm-hmm. So there's a function called cosine and a function called sine, and so this program writes down an explicit formula that generates these spirals. So it's actually pretty neat that you can it's hard to believe that there's a formula that tells you draw exactly this, but it's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. So it's not that complicated of a formula.
No.
Cool. All right. Good job, hon.